After the flap caused by U.S. President Joe Biden's unusual comments yesterday criticizing Prime Minister Netanyahu, the White House now appears to be changing its tone. Now the Biden administration is saying there was a lot to like in Netanyahu's calls for compromise. ILTV's Steve Leibovich reports.
Call it tough love or a spat between best friends. Either way, just a day after remarks yesterday by President Biden, the White House today offered praise for Prime Minister Netanyahu's comments that came in response to Biden.
How do we ensure that the judiciary remains independent and that we balance the need to strengthen the executive and the legislative and at the same time protect individual rights? I think that balance can be achieved. And that's why I've promoted a pause that now enables both the opposition and the coalition to sit down and try to achieve a broad national consensus to achieve both goals. And I believe this is possible. We're now engaged in exactly this conversation.
After Biden had weighed in on an internal Israeli matter, the White House acknowledged that Israel is a sovereign state and sovereign states make sovereign decisions.
Look, Israel's a democracy and a sovereign state, of course, and sovereign states make sovereign decisions. Our whole point about this and our whole concern is, and the president has said this himself, that we'd like to see decisions made there with a good friend like Israel, and Israel is a good friend that are in keeping with a consensus and that can be done with the broadest possible base of public support.
At the same time as it offered praise for Netanyahu and compromise, the White House still underlined President Biden's message that agreement was needed as soon as possible.
We obviously urge Israeli leaders to come up with a compromise as soon as possible, and the president's comments yesterday about walking away from it are perfectly consistent with finding a compromise that again preserves checks and balances in Israel.
In the past days, Prime Minister Netanyahu has repeatedly said that he would find compromise with the political opposition over judicial reform.